go ahead and get profile live. It's like YouTube is going live. Everything's going live. Everything should be good in just a moment. And sorry, guys, taking me just a minute to get everything connected here. It's like YouTube just went live too. So everything is good. So we're on the tubes, we're on Facebook, we're on everything here. And all right, guys, we're live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, getting some morning cardio done. I just got out of a consultation call. I skipped my running today. I decided, look, guys, we were running 3 days a week. I've been running 4 recently, cut it down to 4. I feel like at this point, guys, my legs need a break because I'm squatting and deadlifting 3 days a week. We're running 3 days a week. We're doing lifts. We're doing sled work. I'm like, let's just only do lifts today. It's going to pretty much be a rest day. This easy lift on the bike is not really true training. It's not a big deal. Doesn't really affect recovery. It's just burning a few calories while I'm fasted. Not a big deal. It's just good for activity. But as far as the lifting and the running go, man, my legs need a break. I finally don't have the hamstring pain after I adjusted my pace yesterday, adjusted my stride. So I'm like, my legs are feeling better. Let's not destroy them. I feel like for me, running a 5K 3 times a week should be good for my running. We can always up it on some days and run quite a bit longer. We're lifting full body really hard 3 days a week. And outside of that, man, we can just do this nice bike list. And I feel like that's going to strike a good balance, right? That'll strike a good balance. And that's enough because we have to be able to recover from all of it. You know, kind of a big deal. All right, we'll see if we get people in here on the Facebook today. So again, we'll just kind of see how the whole thing does. But hopefully we'll get a good stream. I'm wondering with not having done a run this morning, what that'll do with the tubes. Right, I'm kind of curious what that's going to do with the tubes in terms of outreach. Because it feels like I get really good views on the morning runs, and then the later one doesn't get nearly as many views, you know, when I do the bike later. So I'll be curious to see what happens with just the bike. All right. Ryan's watching me on the profile. What's up, Ryan? I'm on all 3 platforms right now. So we're triple streaming. We are triple streaming. If you want to hop in the others. All right. Good morning. He's on both of them. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, man? But yeah. Peppermint, what's up? Yeah, Peppermint, I'm saying at the beginning, I feel like to find this. Man, I don't know why it's not hitting people's feeds. I went ahead and put it in the community tab, so I'm not sure what's up with that. I mean, nothing I'm doing wrong on my end. I'm like, I feel like finally my leg doesn't hurt after changing my stride yesterday. I feel like I pushed running almost too hard to the point of overreaching. I want to really push my lifting back up too. So what I want to do is I think I'm going to run 3 days a week for now. I'm going to go really hard on those morning runs, like 3 non-lifting days, like I've been doing. I want to keep improving that 5K time, push that really hard. And then I'm going to push all 3 of my big lifts really hard on my 3 training days. I want to start pushing the squat back up, along with then doing the sled work for the high intensity. And I can just bridge the gap with these bike rides every day. But I feel like I need a day off from hard exercise every week. Makes sense, Peppermint? 3 hard lifting days with even the sled work, 3 days of pushing the running really hard, and then have the 7th day to where I just do some easy bike riding, right? Just from a recovery perspective, especially if I'm going to be slowly start losing weight again now, I need to make sure I recover from everything. So I'm like, let's not jog. Like, I feel like I can run hard 3 days a week and I'll be good. Lift hard with obviously sled and jumps 3 days a week, really hard. That's 6 training days, you know, because this doesn't count. This is just easy stuff. Alexander says, does salt intake matter in a calorie deficit to feel good? That is such an enormously massive, nuanced topic that I don't know how to answer that, Alexander. Does salt intake matter? Well, of course it matters. But are we going to get into the fine detail of nuance of salt intake versus um, hydration, athletic performance, blood pressure relative to your genetics, relative to your sodium to potassium ratios? That's like a whole book. You asked me to write you a book. Short answer, yes, it matters. Long answer, that's a 3-hour conversation. Makes sense, bro? So for those who don't know what I'm doing, I'm on all 3 platforms right now, including my Facebook profile. So we're on everything right now. So we're triple streaming. Do you still think 531 is still solid? I mean, it's not a bad. I don't think it's amazing, but 531 is a decent. If you need a cookie cutter template, Cameron, I think 531 is decent. I think running stuff like sets of 10 and 50% maxes though on big lifts. Not necessarily always a big fan of that, but as far as just a way to program your top sets, I think it's fine. It's still a decent system. Plenty of people made good gains on 531. I mean, I have all the books myself, but if you wanted real programming, though, no, I think we can do better. But if you're just looking for something a cookie cutter for an intermediate, I think it works perfectly fine. Right? What is the lowest weekly volume a late novice can do and make progress? Do you still believe it can be achieved with 5 to 6 sets? Hey, Nick. How do I put this politely? Why would you assume anything has changed? So you ask, do you still believe? Well, did someone delete all those studies? I'm not aware, to my knowledge, that some expert came out and refuted the 37 studies done on that sort of volume where people made progress. Did I miss something? Did some PhDs or a meta-analysis come out and say, no, it turns out all those studies were fake? So I don't really understand the do you still believe part. You know what I mean? Well, there's enormous bodies of research and real world evidence showing that people make pretty decent progress in those volumes. So I'm not sure what prompted the question. Right? Peppermint says, smash like for coach. Yep, appreciate it, brother. Alexander, is high aldosterone rebound during low salt period a thing, or is it just gurus, coaches, scams? Coaches like to make stuff more complicated. I mean, look, shifts in aldosterone are a big deal. But here's the thing, Alexander. I am not a bodybuilder contest prep coach for bodybuilding shows. Makes sense? I'm probably not the person you should consult. So if you're really looking for that sort of nuanced answer, you should probably go talk to someone who's usually got a degree in the field, who specifically preps natural bodybuilders for bodybuilding shows and bikini shows. Because I don't really have an answer for you there. We could speculate a lot. But I think you're getting into a level of nuance that probably doesn't have any practical applications outside of literal bodybuilding contest prep or professional fitness model photo shoot prep. I don't know. And the answer is, I don't have an answer for you. But even if I did, outside of those 2 situations, I don't know that we have an actual practical application for your question. All right. Man, the tube is really slow today. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what the deal is. All right. I'll at least get a reel out of this for Facebook profile. I'm going to go ahead and wind that down, though. So love you guys on Facebook. I'm just doing this so I get a reel in the feed. It wants me to have these for my badges. Oh, hey, Ryan. Hey, talk to me. Well, Ryan, I'm sorry, dude. I can't do all that, man. I'm literally live streaming to 2 audiences on another platform, brother. but you might be able to reach out to a help group at the VA or something, dude. All right. But I'm about to wind this down, so take care, guys. Calorie deficit is the only priority at the end of the day? I don't know. No, there's a lot more than that going on. What are you talking about? No, if you're asking me about peaking for events in aldosterone, calorie deficit is not the only thing. So I don't really understand what you're asking me, Alexander. Seems like you were asking me bodybuilder contest prep questions, and now you're talking about calorie deficit. I don't really know where you're going with that. I feel like the regulars have not been aware of the live. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, Peppermint. I have no idea. These bike lives are not going into people's feeds the same way, though. Definitely not. Because I'll get 500-600 views easily on a jog in the morning, and then we'll get to these and they just don't get views. So I don't know why the jogging hits people's feeds. Right? But these don't. Hey, Alfie says, do you ever do swimming for cardio? Alfie, and I'll say this non-condescending, but if you watch my channel, you know I document all of my training, right? I literally document all my training. So have you ever seen me swim on camera? The answer is obviously no. I don't do any training off camera, right? If you shouldn't need to ask me what type of curls I do. You see it on my channel, right? Yeah. I don't know what's up with that either, guys. I have no control over that. I don't know why it's not doing it, right? I have no idea. I have no clue why it's not reaching feeds for the regulars. I don't even know how that works. Have you clicked the little bell notification? No, Alfie. But no, the thing is, so Alfie, if I swim for cardio, you would probably see videos literally called swimming vlog, like right there in the feed. So no, I don't swim. If you'll peek through, you'll notice generally my cardio right now, obviously not the lifting, is sled work, running. I do barefoot running outside. I push a sled and then I get on the bike to do less cardio in here. But no, I don't swim for cardio. But I'm just pointing out, Alfie, I do document every single bit of training I do. Like 100% of it year round is put up on all my social media, not just the two. It goes on Facebook also. So yeah, so just pointing that out. If you're ever curious what I do, it is all here for you to see. Do you know how to swim? Yes, I know how to swim. I got the bell clicked. Yeah, I don't know how the bell thing works either. I just know that you're supposed to tell people to click the bell. I don't even know where the bell is because I don't watch people's stuff. I don't use YouTube really as an audience. I'm a creator. I don't really watch it. I don't use it as a audience person. Coach should. Hey Titus, no. I mean, how silly. Coach uses Creator. Yeah, I use the Creator Studio, so I don't know how the notifications work. I wish I don't get it. So I don't know why it's not alerting you guys. It definitely does the mobile app for some reason different than the desktop app. Right? Right, he uploads videos to his brain. No, I use Creator Studio. Which, funny enough, like people don't know that all tiered YouTubers have all sorts of tools that people are unaware of. Like they literally think I look for people's videos for copyright. No, dude, we have a big old tool that tells me. Like right now, dude, there's like one channel I could get him terminated again right now. He's got like my copyright tool says he stole 9 of my videos, but I'd like to delete them. You know, it's right there in Creator Studio. Like you don't need to go anywhere for it, right? Good morning, Jason. What's up, Paul? I'm not banning people right now, Nathaniel. I'm not banning people. I put them in timeout, but I haven't been banning anymore, unless there's just a true hater channel that is clearly channel exists only as a Blaha hate channel. The only people I'm banning. You know, like if they've got my avatar and whatever is a hate channel, you know, okay, fine. You know. But again, I just want to get a quick cardio in no matter what. Even though it's going to be an off day from training, it kind of feels good. Let my body heal a little bit. Between the running, the lifting, all the other conditioning, I feel like, man, 6 days a week is more than enough. But just getting a little bit of easy lifts in still good just for calorie burn, energy turnover, connect with my people. What else we have going, guys? We got some training and fitness related questions. There's been like none. Actual real, other than the guy asking me if I swim. That's like it. Other than the aldosterone, I guess. Paul says not being able to do chins without pain is a bit hard breaking to make. Well, you can make progress on pull-ups, Paul. Pull-ups are legit too. You just do pull-ups, homie. It's one thing I do find more and more, man. Dudes in our 40s, chin-ups are not always good, and I see more and more of it. What's up? Keep killing it. Appreciate it, Chad. We're on it, bro. We're also on Facebook too. If you want to drop me a comment there under your Chadzilla. Alexander, is 2,000 calories too low for 78 kilograms? That sounds pretty low, man. There's no way your maintenance is that low. That sounds really low. I can't even get my head around eating 2,000 calories as an active grown man. You sure you're on 2,000? Are you cutting hard? Like, what are you doing? That's just really low. Right? Why are you still cutting if you're that height and weight and 10% body fat? Why are you dialing calories in that low? Are you doing it for something specific? Like a photo shoot, or what do you got going? Is there any benefits to beltless training? Yeah, it can make your core strong. It can definitely make your core a little stronger. Is benching 100 kilograms for 5 reps good as an 86 kilogram natural? It's a starting of a base. I mean, Alfie, I don't know that. I don't. It's you got to start. Keep going. You've done good work. Keep going. Would be my advice. Right? I always tell guys, good would be hit at least my dad bod strength standards. Chad, to optimize muscle growth, strength plus gain performance, what do you think is the best ideal ratio of percentage for complex bars versus simple carbs? I don't think it matters in that regard. And the reason I say that, I mean, complex versus simple is largely irrelevant in that context because it's fruit, right? I don't think you're going to see really a significant difference between the two at all. You could literally eat almost 100% of one or the other. It's unlikely to really matter in terms of that question at all. Because fruit is different. It's still reaching the lower intestine where it's fermenting and it ultimately just ends up as glucose. Do split squats have any benefits over regular back squats? Yeah, you can keep doing them once your back is fatigued from squats. Are the dad bod strength centers for naturals or enhanced? Well, I assume for naturals. Alexander says, I was trying to get more shredded weight in my life. At the end of the summer, my only source of carbs are oatmeal, potatoes, and dried dates. Okay. So you're trying to get really shredded. I guess that makes sense. But 2,000 calories does seem a little low. Hey, Jason, do you have any videos on your channel on the subject of why someone would choose beltless training over belted, wooden belted training? Again, people who want just to train raw, they want a little more core strength and everything. From a leg development, there's probably no difference. Chad says, I thought fruit wasn't stored as muscle glycogen like complex carbs. No, it will, because the fructose in it's going to be fermented into glucose anyways, right? So fructose found in fruit, we're generally not metabolizing it as fructose. It's slower digesting, and it's going to make it to the gut where our gut ferments it into glucose anyways. So don't confuse fruit with refined sugars. Paul says 2,000 rough. Yeah, I agree. Nathaniel says, I had mine at 2,400, lost 12 pounds in 2 days, had to raise that shite. Yeah, exactly. And 2,000 calories for an active male who lifts is rough. Like Paul's cutting on 2,200 right now, and he's in his 40s, right, with a desk job. So let's see. All right. My protein source is alkalish. My protein source are protein powders only. I don't have the nerves to cook when I'm not. What? Yeah. You're eating 2,000 calories only, and you're only doing protein powders. I don't know about all that, Alexander. And you're doing all this just because you want to get super shredded. And there's a lot to unpack with some of that. A lot to unpack with your statements. Eat some chicken, man. Exactly, right? Go get you some leaner meat, right? Even Paul's chiming in. Paul eats only whole foods right now. No, there's not a lot of sugar in protein powders. Feed me, that's just simply not true. There's almost no sugars in protein powders, the ones that I buy at least. Protein cookies and shakes are garbage and make me feel like crap on foods. I mean, if they make you feel like crap, then don't eat them, I agree. The cookies and shakes are not really the same thing. I mean, whey protein is not really the same thing as protein cookies. But if you don't feel good when you eat them, by all means, don't eat them. I would agree with that. I do fine on protein shakes, but, if you don't feel good on them, then definitely don't consume them. That's a no-brainer. I don't know that I'm going to do this cardio long. I just wanted to get in and get something done. on the bike, so that we get a little minor bliss on a complete rest day, really. Right? Not a bad idea. I got to do a client intake here later this afternoon. Alan, I'm not going to go through all of that. I don't really want to discuss all my finances and budgets. Like, is that cool? That's my personal life. All right. I do show you my grocery baskets. So, could 1 to 2 grams per day of omega-3 supplements replace all healthy dietary fats? No. It can't, Chad. And here's why. Where's the omega-6? You do know with 0 omega-6, you'll technically die. All right. Phoebe says you don't need protein powders if you eat a proper diet. Well, sure, but there's not necessarily a bad thing to have them in. They can be useful. I'm not saying you need them. I've never said you need them. Anything cookie or cake base is full of fat and sugar combined. Yeah, generally. Usually are. Good day. What's up, Luke? Like I said, this is going to be just a short one, guys. I just wanted to get in and get a little bit in on a total rest day. I wanted to do at least a light list session just to burn a little bit of energy while I'm still fasting. But I'll probably wind this down here in a couple minutes. Again, just to get up and get a little blood flow, a little light cardio on a day when I don't want to lift or run. What could be the weakness of a conventional deadlift turns into a stiff leg? Bad form. Your setup and technique is wrong. Because that's not indicative of a weak link. Weak link determines where you miss the lift. Where does the bar slow? If it turns into a stiff leg, your setup is incorrect. Your form is off. Jay Keller had the best diet, followed his protocol, very low fat, high carb, moderate protein. That definitely works for cutting. Now, I don't understand how Louis Simmons recommends benching the bar because he coached equipped benchers. Luke says, I encourage my premenopausal wife to do squats, starting with body weight. I felt like if she does just one resistance exercise regularly, that's a good one for general health. Any thoughts? I agree. Everyone, I've never heard people shit on that. What do you mean? That's a proven approach. What could be the weakness if someone has trouble anchoring the hips in place on conventional? Their setup. Their start position is incorrect. It's a technique issue. They're too loose and not in the correct tight position at the start of the pull. So it's a technical issue. Right? All right, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. I just wanted to get a little blood flow in. So I love you, and I'll talk to you next time. In a minute, though. All right. Get that shut down. All right, guys. So we're out of here, and we'll do some lives tomorrow.